everyone, it's Leigh here. Well, July's well and truly over, isn't it? It's a couple of days into August and I thought it was time I did my flip through. I had to remodel my book. I pulled it apart towards the end of the challenge because it was getting really hard to work in. And then when I went to put it back together again, I had a few little hiccups, and I tried a new binding method that didn't work out. Long story cut short, this is a makeshift sort of system here that I've got, so I won't even bother telling you how it came about because I don't know myself. But anyway, what I did was I used the cover off another book, so this here, and I used the original cover that I had on the journal, cut it in half and tore the edges, and I used some watercolour paint around the edge to decorate it. Put one half on the back, one half on the front, and that's pretty much all there is to that one. I did add this little decoration here. I had bought a bag of broken jewellery and this was in amongst it, and I'm not sure what it is, but on the other side it's got like these things here. Not sure if it's something that you put on a scarf or whether it's a brooch, or I'm not sure what it is. But it also got three little hoops at the bottom, so yeah, it must have been nice when it was new, but most of the little jewellery, little diamantes have fallen off it. Anyway, it's still pretty cute. So I just wanted to say something before I get started with the flip through, and that is a big thank you to all of my friends with YouTube channels who worked hard throughout the month and put their videos up. So I really appreciate that. What I've done is created a playlist for the flip throughs that people are putting up. I've managed to find a few, but if you're going to do one, or if you've done one and I've missed you, can you just let me know so I can add it into the playlist? Because everybody wants to see your books, your finished books. So also thanks to everyone who posted on Instagram and to everyone who joined the Facebook group and made that a success. Probably going to change the name of that Facebook group so that we can continue to use it for other challenges that may come up. But we'll definitely be back next year with this one. Another thing I wanted to say is if anyone's interested in doing this next year, if they would like to be a featured artist on a nominated day during the month, just let me know if you're interested in that. You can start working towards getting that organised. I know it's a year away, but time does fly. Alrighty, let's get on with the flip through. This was page 1, so that was torn edges, and I just did a collage up the top and then a little bit of writing down the bottom. So I kept it fairly simple for that one. And day 2 was a fairly simple one too. Touch of gold. Botanical for my third day was this one. And this one was something vintage, so that was day 4. And that was a doll out of a vintage doll book, so cut that out. A little bit of collaging on there of some sort. That image of the bird came from a vintage children's storybook, so that was that day. And this was tag, which was day 5. So I made a master board and cut it up and turned it into tags, and then turned the tags into tuck spots. And I've just shoved some bits and pieces into them. Just decorated them with some string, and this one's got an old earring on it. So this is day 6, so one colour. So I chose orange as my colour. I've got this little flip out envelope here, and then pretty much an overload of orange. That's black gesso in the background, and then I wrote on it with white gel pen, so I quite like that one. And then that's a bit of dictionary page with orange, what orange is. Okay, so then stamp it is the next one in here, which is day 7. So I used my stamps all over the background, which then got covered up mostly. But that was just an image out of a book that was from Collage Soup, that image, and that was a flower, a watercolour flower that I painted myself. So I was happy with that one. Well, this was actually day 23, this one. This is one of my favourites. And book page was the prompt. So I've just used bits of book page all over it, all different books. And then I put this bird here and this lady, she was out of a book as well. And a bit of watercolour paint. So I really enjoyed making this one because I love doing mixed media. So we have a few blank pages and move into the next signature. This was doodles, or scribble doodles. So day 11, did a watercolour background, then I sketched some flowers into it, redid some bits of the painting to make them a little bit more intense in colour. The painting was a bit wider, so I cut it down to fit, and it's a belly band. Held on with brads. So day 12 was window or peek through. So I used a grocery bag and I made a window in this section of it and popped that doll image in the back. And this is actually like a little folio. Opens out that way. So we've got another window here. So that's oiled paper. A belly band with a little notepad in it. Various journaling cards just made from scraps off my desk basically. Opens here as well, so some more bits and pieces. Another tag. So I used most of the tags that I made in this in this book. So yeah, I was really happy to use them up. And that image there is one of the tea bag photos. I'll show you that a bit later on. So this brad that's on the tab here actually holds those two together so it doesn't flop around as much. So next page was day 22, which was ticket, so I'll just take these out. So what I did with this one is I showed you how to make tickets without any fancy equipment, so just paper and a hole punch, and then I decided I'd turn them into pockets and just stuck a little bit of ephemera in each one. And that was a nice simple one. What have we got here? Okay, this is one of my favourites. So day 13 is map. The whole page is covered in maps out of books, not atlas type maps, just illustrative maps. So mainly book page, coloured, like just normal book page. And then I've put some paints down over the top, done a bit of stenciling, a bit of mark making. And put this lady in here and a little bit of writing. So that was map. This one is found in the forest. So we've got a lot of that background page covered up, but I just created a foresty sort of feeling background. Then used one of these tags. I've got a few of these. They're really papery, so I joined it to this piece of handmade paper. It's got bits of flowers in it, and that's an image out of a book, another image from a couple more big book images, and I made that into a side tuck. So day 15 was written in the margins, so this one was a nice easy one. These are all just scraps of book page. So when you tear off the edges around the margins, that's what these are, just pieces of that with one edge inked, and then I've glued them one on top of the other, and the inked edge becomes the writing space, and I just did a little bit of hand stitching around the edge of it, so when you write on this you're writing in the margins. So day 16 was postcard. So what I did here was I got a postcard and I tore off the front layer, so you can separate the layers quite easily. So I tore off this bit, which is where you write on. What I did was I got my little craft iron and I ironed the paper and got it nice and hot, And then I got a candle, such as this, and just wiped it over the paper while it was hot. And it's made it like glassine, and it's got a lovely feel. It doesn't feel waxy, it's just really nice, feels good. And I attached it to this long pocket that I made from a shopping bag with brads on there. So that was day 16. Before I go on from this one, I just want to show you, pop up on screen, what Dee Dee made for a postcard, and I thought this was just gorgeous. And yeah, so she's given me permission to show it to you. So isn't it adorable? I love it. Day 14 is faded photographs, so I just collaged the background, another tag, 2 more tags, made this one into a side tuck again, stuck another tag in there, and I just like things that flip. So this is my faded photograph, and it is actually a printable, a digital photograph, and I've transferred it onto a piece of cloth, so similar to this stuff here. Added a few more bits of lace and other papers around it and stitched it on the machine. And then I've just got this, a little bit of this netting here. And yeah, so that's my faded photograph. So it's a flip out that reveals this thing here. So I'm calling this one my shutters. So this is day 18, which is bird. And this is just a folded piece of paper. I have used a decorative punch to do that one edge, so you can see the way it's folded. So just folding back those so they meet in the middle. Inside I've got a book page pocket with some little birds that have human heads, and another tag in there. So I really love that. I love putting people's heads onto animals, especially birds. Okay, so we have a pocket here. So I didn't glue it down on all sides. I left that side open so it can have something in there. Now this is day 19, and it is tea bag. So here's another one of those tags, and I've attached one of the things I made to it. So all I did was to put a photo inside a tea bag. And this one is a paper doll inside a tea bag, and that's another photo inside a tea bag. So I made a corner pocket, stuck this one on the corner pocket. And that was a pretty easy one. Very effective. It wasn't my idea, I saw someone else do it, so but I like it. Okay, so this one, day 21, antique pattern. So this was super simple. It's only 2 pieces, or 3 pieces if you count each lady, because they're separate. So that was an image with another lady in it that they were sitting on a step, big set of steps. I had it in my stash for ages, and I was really glad to be able to use it. So my ancient pattern is this, which is a 16th century knot pattern, and I've just placed them sitting on top of it, sitting in the morning sun having a conversation. So day 20 is old person, so all I've done is another simple one. It's a piece of coffee dyed graph paper. I'm just taking a book page with this image of this old man, and he's sitting in front of his house or his hut that he's made in a tree there. So this is an actual photo, it is a true thing, and it would have been taken early 1800s maybe, so it's from an Australian historical book. And I just like that image, so I thought that was it for this one, and it's nice and simple, but one of my favourites. So this is day 8, which is words, and I've taken words out of a book and put it together in a little story there. Made an envelope down here, and I've got inside this envelope the original bits from the book, so that was out of a book called Witchwood, and it was a library book, And this is the library card envelope, and inside is the original library card as well as the borrowing history. So first borrowed on the 5th of May 1978, last borrowed on the 15th of July 1994. A little surprise that I didn't realise was there. And I kept this bit because it has this writing on it. And one of my viewers said that she works in a library in Australia and they allow borrowers to write their initials on those pages just inside the book. So this one was first printed in 1927, but this is a 1975 book. Out of a 1975 book. Okay, so that is day 8, words. And lace is this one. And that was day 9, so we'll take all the rigmarole out. More of those tags. And this was the main image that I wanted to show, although it ended up covered up. But it was a book page with a watercolour painting on it, so I put that on there and I just stuck other things around it, put a bit of paint on it, made a couple of pockets, and then on the outside of the pockets I've used this lace to make a pocket as well. And popped in some tags, and that's from a book. Just put a bit of tea-dyed, coffee-dyed paper on the other side of it to write on. And the last one we have in here is day 10, and the prompt was worn. So I've made a side pocket, and I've used a Tim Holtz paper doll portrait again, and I've scuffed it up and bent it and cracked it. So if you can see, I'm not sure if you can, he's got cracks on him, and I've inked it so the ink has gone down into the cracks. I think I used some sandpaper on it as well, a few other bits and pieces, and that was my worn day. And that's the back cover. Alrighty, so that's the book. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you had fun if you took part in the challenge, played along, or maybe you just watched. So whatever you did, I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll be back for some more things soon. So in the meantime, happy creating. Have fun in your craft room. Hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo.